Everyone, this is Amanita, so welcome to this pick a pile reading. This is on what your spiritual awakening will look like. So I have 3 piles today. The first pile is an Amethyst spirit quartz, the second pile is a Shiva Lingham, and the third pile is honey calcite. So all the timestamps are going to be in the description box once you've chosen which pile or multiple piles you would like. And make sure you take a little bit of time before you choose and meditate upon what will my spiritual awakening look like. Take at least a minute, I would say. Pause the video and click the timestamp. So also, if you would like a personal reading, I have an Etsy account. I'm offering tarot and astrological readings. If you don't see a reading that you like on my Etsy, you can also email me and we can figure out an accommodation or whatever you want. I'm open to doing this however you want to do it, so make sure you check that out as well, and leave me a comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification if you do like to do these pick-up piles. I upload every 3 days, so you'll have one every 3 days. Just make sure you hit the bell notification so you know when the video has been uploaded. And I'll see you guys in your pile. Hello everyone who's chosen the Amethyst Spirit Quartz. So if you please excuse that I am feeling a little out of it today. I'm feeling a little sick, so if I'm more low energy or my voice sounds weird, that's why. So what I've taken notice of is this symbol right here, and also like the spiral of them going up. This golden color is really attracting me for you guys, and the kind of the going up kind of snake type of pattern is really attracting me just looking at the card right away. So we have the 5 of crystal lasers. So this is a card that deals with some sort of disagreements and conflicts sometimes. Like what I'm first getting is that it could be like one of those things where you could be having to accommodate to a lot of people before you've had your spiritual awakening. And when you do have it, you're going to realize like all the areas where you've been giving away to people, or all the dramas that you were attached in, and just ways of being, ways of thinking, like competitiveness, jealousy, those ways of being that you were in, that you're going to be going out of in your spiritual awakening. So we have always, and challenges, blocks, fears, and negativity, betrayal, adventure, innocence, play, discovery. So really this is kind of like one of those situations where you might have been someone who did feel like they had to defend themselves, they had to fight for something, they had to argue about something, but it's like coming more into this letting people win, not getting in this drama and pettiness, and going on your own journeys, going on your own adventures, being playful, being childlike. I'm seeing like, seeing the world through childlike eyes. And we have crystals. Your spiritual awakening, you might be in the crystals of alchemy. So this is all, going from this stage into this stage, going from a state where you're dealing with a lot of challenges to a state where you're just kind of free. It's like going from like the 10 of Wands to like the Fool. So going from an overburdened state, going from a state where there's just too much going on, there's too much drama, there's too much attaching to stuff, making things too complicated for yourself, then going into the state of wonder and childlike and innocence and playfulness. And we have the blue lace agate. Your auric field is protected. Go gently on yourself. Listen to your angels and you will hear a message guiding you through these times. Being able to like tune in more as well. You might notice as you are on your spiritual journey, as you're awakening, you might be tuning into the ability of clairaudience, where you hear things. Sometimes it's going to sound like your own voice as well, but you might start noticing like you have a voice kind of guiding you and leading you. And we have Kali Ma, releasing fear, and major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. So overall, your whole reading is kind of telling you that your spiritual awakening is really going to bring an alchemizing state. It's going to bring the state of transmutation, transformation, going from challenges, drama, any sort of fears or attachments, and completely looking at those for what they are and transmuting them, and being able to live with less baggage on you, being able to live more free. With the number 8 here, this is a number about personal power and manifestation and strength. So if you think about, looking at these blocks and fears and not being harsh about them, like there might have been a time where you were harsh about all the things in your life, like for even getting into a drama or getting into a fear, you could be upset at yourself for being afraid in the first place. And this is just kind of like a transmutation on all levels, like to a point where you're not giving your power away to things that aren't serving you. So this is bringing you the sense of personal power and authority in your life. So really purifying, bringing light to those fears with Kali Ma. Being able to look at those fears and see them for what they really are. And this brings the alchemizing process as well. With the challenges, this is number 6. So this is a number that does speak of harmony and service and relationships. So, creating more harmony in your life as well. As we have here, just a lot of drama in your personal and impersonal relationships. Maybe a way where you had to feel like competitive, or where you had to feel like you needed to defend yourself. And that's why you're coming in this state where you're just not holding on to that baggage, you're not holding on to that drama, and you're ready to begin a new journey, you're ready to begin a new chapter, you're ready to see the world through wonder and childlike eyes, and your spiritual awakening is going to bring you a sense of magic in your life. You might be someone who finds himself connecting with the fairy realms, or also with the pink and green, just getting really in touch with your heart chakra, what you really love, what you breathe, because the heart is air element. It's like your breath, your prana. So it's going to like help you live and breathe freedom, joy, always. What this is bringing you is that feeling of something consistent in your life too, like this consistent inner power and this consistent inner strength that you'll have, this consistent adventure, this consistent innocence and playfulness and discovery sense and curiosity that you're going to have, and not getting stuck in one way of being. With alchemy, this is all about not being stuck in one way of being too. And with crystals to me, I love crystals, by the way. So whenever I see this card, sometimes it shows up saying like you're gonna really doing what you love, no matter what anyone else says. So also crystals hold a lot of information. They hold a lot of codes in them, and I'm feeling like for you guys, this thing having to do with like the DNA and everything, where you're completely kind of transmuting how your DNA and your genes and your bloodline. So I was just really taking notice to some of these symbols and stuff. That was reminding me of DNA. And I'm just seeing you being able to go, just from one state of being to another. It might be one of those started from the bottom, now we here type of situations in your life. And crystals hold that memory just like your DNA do, just like your genes do. Another thing too, in your spiritual awakening, crystals can be really helpful to you, and that's going to be something that you might want to look into more. Let me think here. So let me say, what are some crystals that I would like to recommend to you for this? I'm seeing, blue lace agate, of course, witch's finger. Look into witch's finger, because that one does aid in pleasant communication too. I'm feeling anything that fire agate, carnelian, mystic merlinite, indigo gabbro. anything that's going to help you get into your get into your psyche, get into your subconscious, get it to the root cause of things. I'm feeling like there's going to be crystals that are going to help you out, as well as crystals that are going to help you in your alchemizing process, help you to be empowered, help you to face fears, and also ocean jasper crystals, blue lace agate, crystals that are going to help you to feel more free, feel more expressive. So, you know, with number 5 as well, 5 is a number that does bring challenges and changes and challenges and tribulations, but it brings lessons. It brings lessons. It brings wisdom. You know, these challenges that you go through in this area, it's all going to help you be in this more empowered state of being. With 1, you know, this is all about you. This is your willpower. This is your actions that you're taking. But, you know, we see these 2 people in this card, like, going to war, all these swords coming at each other. And they're all limp, too, though. All these swords are limp. So it's like, this battle is just kind of like, why is this even happening right now? It doesn't need to happen. These swords aren't even, like, they're just completely limp. I mean, they're lasers, but crystal lasers. They're bent. They're curved. But they're limp, though, like I said. So it's like one of those battles that it's like, really doesn't need to be fought. It's just one of those petty type of things with some drama. And this card, you know, when we see these 2 people here, they're about to go to war, they're about to fight, they got challenges going on. Another thing too, I'm feeling like you're not needing to like shame any fear too, not being afraid of fear, not being afraid of challenges, feeling like even challenges are something that you need to conquer, but just seeing them as they are. As it says too, your auric field is protected. Go gently on yourself. Like, this makes me really feel kind of like coming from that state of defensiveness and feeling like you need to fight and feeling like you have something to defend, to just know, like, you know, you're protected. You don't need to fight this battle. You don't need to get engaged in this. Go gently on yourself. Be compassionate towards yourself and others. You don't need to hold on to this pain. You don't need to hold on to this worry, these attachments, these fears, this negativity, this defensive state. But I'm feeling on your spiritual path, on your spiritual awakening, it's like you being really led to, via, you know, messages that you're receiving, however it is. Maybe you're hearing them, maybe you just keep seeing the same things over and over, maybe you're seeing number synchronicities, that, you know, you're really going to go through this completely alchemizing, transformative, transmuting process where you're going to be just, you know, facing all these fears, these challenges, and you're going to be coming from this state of being into this more adventurous, childlike, imaginative, more fun, just more lighthearted state of being, a more consistent, like, state of being. So it all equals 2. So 2 is a number all about balance and sensitivity, duality. So with 8, taking the 2 elements, combine them together, making a new one and everything. This is all, your spiritual awakening is really going to help you to balance things out in your life, and it's going to help you to operate in any realm too. I'm feeling like being able to be in the physical, being able to be in the spiritual, the heart and the mind, kind of getting that balance in, honoring your sensitivity too, seeing where things are coming from as well, having proper communications. So I'm also now going to pull some tarot cards for you for what your spiritual awakening will look like. So let's see what cards we can get. So I have the Devil here, and the Warrior 5, the Devil. So this is really just, when you're awakening, you're just going to be really seeing things as they are. It might be one of those things where you come into these blockages you want to go this one way and it's not working out because it wasn't really the right way for you, and maybe you were doing it not for the right intentions. Maybe you just felt like you had to do it for some reason or another. So it's really gonna help you to face those things in your life, help you to face any limitations, any blockages, any boundaries, realizing like you're blocked for probably a particular and specific reason as well. So we have the Maker Prince, so this is really bringing you a deeper connection to the earth. In this card is what I'm seeing, the High Priestess, really seeing things more clearly, seeing things as they are. And we have the Fool and the Dreamer too. My cards just fell on the ground. So with this, your spiritual awakening really bringing in this deeper connection to the earth as well in the end, like through this alchemizing process. The Fool being able to be more lighthearted, as I was saying, similar to the Adventure card, and like being able to see things as they really are, being able to see all sides of things, the dualities of things, getting yourself into clear-headed space so that you don't feel like you have to engage in anything like this, being able to see the fears as what they are, seeing the darkness and the light. You're just going to have a very balanced, it's bringing in more of a balanced and well-rounded perspective, not black and white. Also with the Maker Prince, just seeing him, this is very wise. It's bringing you a lot of wisdom in a way. He's very hardworking, usually he's very devoted and dedicated. So I'm feeling like, this might bring you to something that you're going to do in terms of your work, or in terms of something that you're really going to be consistent on, something that you're doing with the involving connection to the earth here with the crystals and the Maker Prince. These are both, coming from the earth. You might do animal communication, you might do work with nature, trees. In your spiritual awakening, you just might find yourself feeling very connected to nature in general. With the High Priestess, this is bringing you more of that, I'm feeling bringing you more of that self-trust and inner knowing and that instinctual connection as well. I'm seeing her with the Akashic record, so maybe, like I was saying about the DNA, the genes, the bloodline, tapping into your Akashic records and doing, seeing what's going on in there, doing some clearings on, anything that you've been operating on in the past. It's like having to take that pause before you engage in things is what you kind of learn how to do, and being able to know when's the right time to act, when's the right time to play, and when's the right time to, just alchemy, getting the correct mixtures in here, getting the correct bonds together, the correct mixtures. So let me move these around a little bit. It's like connecting back to who you always were, who you've always been, what you've always been doing. So I'm feeling, though, in your spiritual awakening, you may find that you're having seeing a lot of the same things in your physical reality showing up, like synchronicities are going to be something to take notice of. You might, get blocked from things that really weren't meant for you to do a lot, and that might be an opportunity to learn something or have something come into your awareness more, as you have that sense of, challenges in when you're trying to do something, and challenges when you're in your communications, in your conversations. You may have felt misunderstood, but this is all kind of going to help you on your spiritual path. It's going to help you to see things a lot more clearly, probably going to, really develop your intuition more, or realize wow, I do receive psychic messages in this area, or my intuition is really strong here, coming into more of that awareness of that innate inner knowing that you have as well. I'm gonna pull some more cards for you. You have more twos as well, so that sense of balance, that sense of duality. So we have the Hanged Man and the Fool again. So again, with your reading, it's like that theme of you just like the blockages and challenges coming in, and you just being like, okay, whatever, I'm not attached to this, I'm going on, I'm moving on, I trust that this is happening for a reason, I trust what the universe has in store for me. So it does bring you a lot more trust in your life. It brings you a lot more lightness. It's going to bring a lot more freeness. Just going to go on a path, go on a journey, and not be so attached to things going a certain way too. Whatever comes up, you'll deal with it and you'll move on in the next moment. You're coming to that just more fresh and alive and spontaneous state of being throughout this journey. So also with the Hanged Man, the Seven of Pentacles, the Knight of Rods, I'm seeing you just really being able to go in and release a lot of things, a lot of defenses that you've had, a lot of things that have been built up, a lot of fears that you've kept yourself kind of surrounded by or were operating off of. You being able to really go in and know who you truly are, who you've always been. This is really that knowing of who you are is really strong in this, and because you know who you are, this is why you're able to live with such a lightness. Like, you understand who you are at the deepest level, and not just like, and understanding your connections with the earth, your connections with the stars, just your connections on every level is what your spiritual awakening is really igniting and you really brings in you. And really becoming fearless, becoming empowered in who you are, and being able to also let go of things that you felt like you worked up so hard on. Because, you know, it's like that defensive, I worked really hard on this, I don't want to let this go, I need to defend this type of thing. But you come in that state of being where it's like, you know what, it doesn't matter, I don't need to do that. I trust the messages I'm receiving. I'm just going to move on. I don't need to live with this heaviness. I don't need to live with this fear. And I'm ready to soar. I'm ready to be spontaneous. I'm ready to be free. I'm ready to be me. And this is really what your spiritual awakening is going to look like for you also. Let's read you Kali Ma right now. Her message to you is, this is a time when you're able to look fear in the eye and move away from it. Fear is just energy, and energy can be changed, like alchemy. This can be an intense experience because the human self is so conditioned that it may be used to operating with fear present. When the fear is gone, it may feel as though an emptiness is there, but this is a space for love and miracles to enter. You're being filled with the courage of spirit now, so that you can move from this phase of your life to the next. Trust the process and call on Kali Ma to help you release your fear and step into a space that's strong, focused, and courageous. So that's what Kali Ma's message is for you. So having to go into that time where you gotta look fear in the eyes, see it for what it really is, being able to release and transmute, and knowing who you are, being in that state of being of self-reliance, self-acceptance, self-empowerment, more freedom, more spontaneity, adventure, innocence, play, discovery. You got two fools in here. This adventure's reminding me of the Fool. It's card 1. You know, those themes of looking at fear in the eyes, transmuting these challenges, like these challenges that are here, and coming out like the Fool, like, whatever. I know who I am, and I know who I've always been, so whatever. And focused, determined as well, in that sense. And very authentic and true to yourself. Because, you know, you're becoming your own listener be your own voice and be your own listener type of thing. And just knowing that you're safe in this world too. Knowing that, it's just knowing who you really are. You know that you're safe. You know that you can do your thing. You don't need to hold back, and you don't need to be scared. You don't need to hold on to fear. Like it says, this is your chance to soar. So your spiritual awakening is going to help you to soar. It's going to help you be free, to be fearless, to just spontaneous, you know. So it may come about in a crazy and frustrating way, but this is how it's really going to unfold for you. And thank you everyone for watching as well. Please leave me a comment. I love to read your comments, and check out my Etsy account for a personal reading, and I'll see you in my next video. Hello, everyone has chosen the Shiva Lingham, so we're going to see what your spiritual awakening will look like. So right here, I'm really looking at this triangle right here. Usually that's the fire element, but it has that circle of spirit in the middle. Let's see, is that a harp? Yeah, I'm taking note of that inspiration, that harp, that fire. I'm really taking note of fire on this front card. So we have, oh, the Wheel of Fortune, okay. So your spiritual awakening is definitely going to come on in a very fated and destined, possibly very synchronistically way, where you're just kind of put in a situation that you're going to have to do or something. You have happiness. Maybe it's your dreams just coming true, you being pushed into just the correct path for yourself. And we have forgiveness, redemption, rebirth, and regeneration, contemplation, silence, knowing, and releasing control. We have divine light work. It just seems like one of those situations where you just find yourself there. Like it just happened. Like releasing control, it just happened. They have consciousness. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. We have golden calcite. Time to take it easy as new ideas are coming in. Be prepared as new doors are opening. This is always like in your spiritual awakening, having like synchronicities like crazy or something. Where it's just always like you always have to be open, you always have to be conscious and aware of what's going on around you, because you always have new doors, new fated and destined doors opening for you around you. But it's all stuff, you know, your spiritual awakening bringing you happiness, like bringing more joy into your life, bringing more happiness, bringing more, it's really what you want to do, like it's really what truly makes you happy. And we have Kathumi, Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. So that's kind of the same thing as contemplation here. Silence, knowing, and releasing control. Like, it's almost like you just already know why you came here. You know what's showing up around you. Just very wise already. So it's like your spiritual awakening not being something shocking for you, because it's something that you already feel like you were born to do, something that you were destined to do in some way. So you're able to kind of take this with more gracefully and with more ease than most people, because this is something that you've probably always done since you were little. You've always loved to help people. You've always maybe been doing light work without even knowing, possibly though, when you were young, type of situation. But it's just one of those things where it's like there's always new things coming in for you. There's always new opportunities. There's always more light work to do for you, and you just always are needing to be like conscious and aware of what is opening for you, and you not being too stuck or rigid on anything. That's really what I'm feeling with taking it easy here, like that, in that sense, like you have things, a lot of aspects in your reality showing up to be aware of, because there's always new fated, just destined events coming in for you with the Wheel of Fortune, and your you know, you kind of people coming in. There's things that you need to act on that you're just really feeling like you keep seeing it, you know, you need to act on it. There's a certain person in your spiritual awakening, you might be someone who is into angels, just seeing all these angels, archangels, ascended masters. Possibly that's something that you find yourself interested in or yeah, just with the wings and stuff, you know, you might find yourself really drawn to angels, or like I said, Ascended Master Buddha. He's Ascended Master. With this too, just already very wise, like already knowing within. You're someone who definitely is going to be in your spiritual awakening, wanting to take time to yourself to always contemplate and to know what to do next. I see you as probably like to meditation, visualization. You might be very good at manifesting things via like visualization as well. Just seeing how the Buddha is doing this. So also in here, you know, a lot of forgiveness of self and others having to come into your life. Like if you did grow up in a way where maybe though I'm feeling for this that you've never been someone who has really consciously gotten angry at people, but maybe you blamed yourself more type of thing. So this kind of awakening coming into you, for you really need to forgive yourself and forgive everyone else and just be completely reborn and regenerated out of it, not having to hold on to all these past burdens, all this heaviness, and just rising up again. So let's see what numbers we have going on. So we have 1 and 7. So you and your spiritual connection, bringing you though power, bringing you strength, and because this equals 8, and 8's a number of, you know, your personal power, and this consciousness, being aware, really putting you in your personal power. I just see, you know, self-acceptance, self-reliance here, just you really knowing what you need to do all the time, you knowing your next steps because you pay attention to what's showing up around you, you paying attention to the messages you're receiving, like why do I keep seeing this number, why is this animal showing up, like why is this happening. You're very conscious and aware coming into your spiritual awakening. It just is something that's very natural to you. It's something that you love to do too. It's something that makes you happy, as I was saying. So we have number 7, and number 7, you have 2 7s. I just noticed that now, that 7 is a mystical, contemplative kind of a number where you have to have faith, a kind of a spiritual aspect to the number 7, a mysticism. So that's what I'm feeling like. For those of you who chose this pile, you've always kind of felt this connection, you've always been into this stuff. This awakening is just, it's not an abrupt awakening. It's just like, yeah, like this is what makes me happy type of thing. So it's not like a complete overhaul of everything you've ever known. It's just like, yeah, this is why I came here, like this was my destiny, this was my purpose, like yeah, this is going to come into my reality, this is what I'm doing, I do light work, like that type of thing with your spiritual awakening. So, and with the number 1 too, this is something that has to do with creating your willpower, the Magician card, utilizing your resources. So just new things coming in all the time for you. New ideas are coming in, doors opening. So I'm going to, well, 15. So it all equals 5 together. So when you're spiritual awakening, it's one of those things where there's a lot of changes that happen. There's a lot of adjustments that always have to be made. It's like trial and error, a lot of different and new things that you have to try and do all the time. Like there might be a lot of challenges that you run into, but there's always a way through it. With forgiveness, to like constant rebirths that you might have to go through, constant states of bouts of having to forgive yourself, forgive others, like this thing's coming up that you have to realize and recognize. And if you are fighting this too in your spiritual awakening, it's just with this releasing control type of thing and just forgiving, you know what you need to do as well, because this is really something that makes you happy in the end. Like just being able to release the control and forgive, and just like this is just what you came here to do. Like this is a destined type of thing, and is just having to release that sense of control, or releasing that feeling of like that you don't like to think of things like you're not the one who set it up. Okay, so let's see. We have the Maker 4 and the Maker 8. So I was feeling like when I was saying that, it's like one of those things where you want to be kind of like the one who gets to decide, and it can be one of those things in your spiritual awakening where you have to accept, like, I'm not in control of this, you know, like, I really connecting with yourself within, and getting to the root of that, because it's just that sense of like you wanting to, you don't like the fact that it seems so destined and it seems so fated, could be the thing, or you wanted it to be a different way. That could be a situation that shows up within the awakening. And with the Emperor here, like I was also saying that, you know, wanting to be the one who's building it, wanting to be the one who's in the kind of control seat. But this is a card too. You are someone who's very good at directing energy. You're very good at structuring something and laying the groundwork down. Like, you hold this power, you hold this like knowing, you hold this logic and wisdom. You are like a good authority figure. People might see you as someone to look up to, or someone to go to, someone who's wise, someone who wears that cloak of wisdom. And you know what you need to do, as this says, like, you know what you need to do to reap the reward. You know what you need to do to manifest. I feel like you are someone who can really put their focus and dedication into something, and you're gonna be doing that on your spiritual path a lot for things that make you really happy as well. The things that you're going to be putting your focus and dedication into. And we have the Dreamer too, so this might be something where you're doing this with another person too, or doing this is going to bring you kind of a lot of soulmate kind of connections in your life, that you're going to be doing this with people who are very of like minds as well, or you're going to be doing it with someone who you really love. It's going to bring love into your life. It's going to be something that you love to do. Okay, I just dropped a lot of cards. So, Dreamer 9, make a wish. So, you are someone who is, because just seeing these relationship things, I am feeling like you're going to be doing this with someone else on your spiritual awakening. Like, you might have someone else come in your life to join you on this path. With the Dancers, I'm just seeing this as just, like I said, something that you've always felt that you wanted to do. Like, this goes all the way back to when you were a child, and this is like a dream of yours from when you were even very young, of something that you wanted to see in the world. Or also with that childlike innocence, that childlike joy, that childlike fun and expression, born of joy. You might have a child with this person as well, who's going to be there on your path with you. You guys probably, you know, we do agree with the other souls in our life, like, that we're going to be doing this. Let's see what unicorns we got going on. Okay, oh my gosh, keep dropping a lot of cards, so... Okay, so we've got the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords. So the heart and the mind, you take action from the heart and the mind here. You align those two. And the Knight of Pentacles, that's really funny, because, you know, these weren't like in some sort of order. So this is you really taking your ideas, linking up the heart and the mind, and taking action on those ideas here. So, you know, you're receiving ideas, you're receiving the message, you're receiving the call, you're receiving the order from Spirit, basically. You're receiving that fated and destined call, and you having to take action, you having to go out and lay down that groundwork and get it out in the world for people. So, you know, you having to take a lot of kind of action in your life. Okay, I'm not getting any more cards coming out, but we have the Four of Swords too. So that sense of needing to contemplate too, really taking the time to contemplate on your life. You really need a lot of time to yourself here. And there's like this feeling of having to come to terms with things. A lot. With that 4 energy, you have a lot of 4 energy, and this does deal with structure and stability and logic. So there is that sense of needing to find your footing and needing to find that stable foundation to be on. You're needing, in your spiritual awakening, needing to take that time to yourself, like I said, to find that stability within so that you can move on with your life, really. I also see a lot of 8s. I see some 8s in here too, and 8 is, you know, having to do with that personal power. So being able to be in that state of being able to feel secure and feel safe in this world is something big that shows up on your path. Like, just to be able to feel okay, to feel grounded, to feel secure, and also not giving your power away. And we have the Queen of Rods. So you coming into this empowered state of being, you coming into this state of being where you're just a boss and you're able to take initiative and you're able to be independent in your life. I also have the King of Rods too. And you, like I said, you might be doing this with someone too, on this journey where you run into someone and you're both having to learn how to become empowered, how to become, how to take action properly, how to go on this journey, how to receive the call, how to trust yourself. It's just that type of thing. How can you trusting yourself and being open and being aware and laying down the groundwork, taking action, getting focused, being dedicated, knowing what you need to do, trusting what you need to do, doing what truly brings you happiness too, what fulfills you at the deepest level, what you've dreamt of since you were a child. And just receiving the call is really a big message for you. And your relationships are something in your spiritual awakening that are very eye-opening and awakening and important to you too. They teach you a lot of things. They reflect a lot of things to you within your relationships. So, like, you know, you and your partner might be having to come into the state of becoming empowered together and becoming your own authority and becoming your own leader together, and just receiving the call that Spirit sends you on your spiritual awakening. Also, I did want to read you Cthulhu. And let's see what he has to say to you. Okay, he says, knowledge is learned, wisdom is remembered. You are in a real cloak of wisdom now. Like Cthulhu, you have been on a wandering path, trying to find answers through study and the insights of others, but now you are uncovering the truth of your own soul. Your soul is leading the way, and you are being encouraged to follow. The fog is clearing, the light has come, and it is shining on you. Your soul is saying, yes, it's your cheerleader. Follow it and trust the endless wisdom within you. Go, go, go. So, you know, stopping, like, not having to listen to what everyone else is telling you to do, and just trusting yourself within, trusting the messages that you're receiving, and taking actions upon them, receiving the call of all those ideas, what your heart's leading you to, what's been showing up in your environment, what synchronicities you're having, receiving your purpose, your destined life call. You know, you really being empowered in yourself and taking action and going after that. Laying down those groundworks, you had the power to do so. It's all about trusting yourself. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this, and Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification to be notified on my next video, which will come out in 3 days. I have a pick-a-pile every 3 days, so if you do enjoy doing these pick-a-pile readings, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification. And send me an email if you would like some sort of specialized reading. I also have an Etsy that you can click on in the description. And I'll see you in my next video. Hello everyone who chose the honey calcite. So this is your reading for what your spiritual awakening will look like. So first on the card I've taken notice of this like hammer looking thing. So maybe that sense of having to chisel or use force or create or forge. Also, like this looks like an infinity around his head is like another thing that I took notice of. So okay, we have the Fool, so in a double rainbow here. So your spiritual awakening, coming into that spontaneity and that freedom, that unexpected. We have harmony, liberation, power, fulfillment, and self-attainment. So another thing, like, this is the card for Uranus, and Uranus is the planet of liberation. So like this is just maybe like a sudden awakening happening for you. It's just completely everything being like whoosh, like blown open. He's just walking on these, I don't know though, because there's like that also, I'm getting the sense of like you already being someone who's like pretty awake to what's going on, and then you being someone who spreads this on others, or you having a sudden awakening and then your presence kind of awakening others. So we have oneness, balance, patience, and divine masculine. We have quiet your ego mind. We have the divine masculine again. 22. The frequency of divine masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. So it's, yeah, figuring out how to bring, how to use your masculine active side without being rude is like a thing. Telepathy, you know already. You had the answer within. Meditate and it will come about. Yes, we all have the answer within. And we have Horus, cosmic gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. What I'm really feeling for you guys' spiritual awakening is that like you're very good at manifesting things, and the thing is being responsible with that, and being responsible where you're placing your energy and focus to. So it might have been like kind of a struggle for you in the earlier parts of your life to not get like bogged down by your own thoughts, because it's liberation. Like to be liberated, you know, in this world, you had to have been stuck in a way, and it might have been through your own thoughts that was happening in. So this is like with the Fool, both freedom, liberation, and the double rainbow, just harmony coming in. Like this is a very magical scene with the Fool right here. This magic coming into your life, and then maybe like at first you're like, it's just this or that or the other thing, like you writing off kind of things in the beginning. So anyway though, your spiritual awakening is really trying to evoke more harmony in your life in general. This is helping you mind, body, and spirit connection here. The oneness, just that harmony between how you're operating, how others are operating, how the universe is trying to operate here. With the bear too, with that strength, with that protective power. The music, it's like something, creating something that you're creating might like awaken you. Like you might be into music, or you might be doing something that you just realize like, whoa, like this goes really deep actually, type of thing. So you have the number 8 here, and 8, like I said, number of power, of strength. Number 3, number of self-expression and creativity. Number 2-2, number 4, the master builder right here. So I'm feeling like on your spiritual path, on your spiritual awakening, you might feel really called to do something, to create something in some way, bringing ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. It's like you have that power to do that with the number 8 as well. You're like being aware of what's around you and being able to find what you can do out of it. How can you harmonize? How can you collectively bring things together? And okay, let me have 0. We have the womb, the portal, and then we have the 8, which is the manifestation and the strength and the power. The 3, which is the creation, and the 22, the 4, which is the master builder. So it's just like one of those things with quiet your ego mind, telepathy, it's like you writing off your own ideas, your own thoughts, you restricting your own self from your own liberation and your own self-attainment by the way that you might speak to yourself. And your spiritual awakening is opening you up to the fact that also your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. The way that you be thinking, changing the way you think, changing so much for you. But your spiritual awakening is helping you to bring in more harmony in your life, though. So it's not too one-sided. You're not creating things that aren't harmonious for you. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 15, 6. And 6 is the number of harmony. It all equals 6, and that's the harmony of the uniting of opposites coming together. And since I'm getting so much divine masculine, I'm really feeling like, where's the divine feminine is the question. Like, if I get in so much harmony, where's the divine feminine? So it's either like you needing to work on your more receptive and magnetic quality, or you needing to work on your masculine, or just needing to harmonize them together in some way. But let's pull some tarot cards for you, or what your spiritual awakening will look like. So I'm also taking note of the dolphins, just healing, telepathy. Okay. So we got the warrior 10, so that sense of too much, the great task. And we have the dancer 10, so that state of community, that state of harmony, that state of love. These are 10, so these are already like done and fulfilled, your connections. And we have the star, and I see them like them sharing something, them creating something from their heart too. The state of renewal, this is Aquarius, Uranus. Something that you're really doing for humanity here, and you need to receive the call. Like, you know what you want to do, you know what you want to create, you know what you want to put your actions and your efforts into. You know what you want to bring to humanity. And the way you're taking this path though, with the Fool, you're spontaneous though. You're someone who does appreciate their freedom, and on this path, like, you're just having to go for it. You're having to just walk off and go for it, walk on the clouds, and you'll be supported as well as you do this. But it's just that state of you having to create your own everything, because you're the Fool. So as you walk, you create in this. Oh yeah, the warrior 9. So you being protected. Okay, I'm just pulling so many cards right now. So we have the maker 10, and the warrior queen, and temperance. So there's just that sense of, on your spiritual awakening, you have like, you are having to create all your own all your own a whole new reality for yourself. Like you figure out what is prosperity to you, what is love, what is emotional connection, what is joy to you, what is too much to carry, what is unmanageable for you. So having to figure out what this is to you, like having to figure out what your values are, what your truth is very personally, and sticking to that as well. Like this is your journey, this is what you're doing in your spiritual awakening. So in the Temperance card, like this is like the person at, it's like their higher self that they're looking at right now, and it's like you embodying that higher purpose, like maybe in wanting to deny that is happening at first, but then like you know what you need to do, you know what you came here to do, you know what you came here to share with humanity, and you know what you need to focus on, you know what you need to dedicate to, and you know what you need to embody to bring forth this into this reality. And just having this community, having this connection, wanting to make something that is going to leave a legacy behind, wanting to bring into this world something that is going to benefit everyone's lives, just creating social changes. This is Aquarius card, and she brings forth the life, she brings forth the humanity, she has the spark of life right here. So this is her own creative endeavor that she's bringing forth in this. So it's like in your spiritual awakening, you come into this realization like, damn, I need to do this thing. You becoming empowered in yourself, you becoming free, you becoming self-reliant, and you becoming your own boss of your, becoming the boss of your reality. Like you're already someone who is free. You're already someone who likes their freedom, their spontaneity. I can't say that word right now. And you're someone who does seek freedom and liberation and everything. And it's like, you know, you came here and everything to do this thing. It's just getting that in alignment, getting your mind in alignment with your heart, with your soul. That's the thing, like. And also the other thing is not doing too much. It's like this, finding that harmony, finding that perfect balance with Temperance too, with balance, not putting too much on yourself, creating from an inspired place, from a place of joy and freedom and fun, and not feeling like you have to create because, oh, I have to create, this is my task. It's like you making things from that place of, I love my people, I love my community, and I want to leave this behind. I want to leave this legacy behind that is going to benefit everyone, and not letting your mind hold you back, because like this says, your thoughts are powerful and magnetic. So, you know, change the way you think, and your reality is really going to shift in your spiritual awakening. You're really going to see that you're going to see magic happen as you harmonize your mind with your heart, and you harmonize everything together, and everything, you're going to see magic happen. You're going to feel this sense of liberation, this sense of freedom in your spiritual awakening. You're going to bring these dreams and ideas and your ideals into reality. You're just coming to that realization. You're not letting your mind stop you. You're not letting your mind tell you all the reasons why you can't do it anymore. Because, you know, you know what you need to do. Don't let your mind tell you not to do. And I'm feeling like, you know, with this reading, it's like one of those things with your spiritual awakening. You've always known this, but it's like you're the only one who's held you back from it, type of thing. So bringing more of that balance and harmony into your life. You're someone who does love unity, oneness, and, you know, that's a theme that shows up here, but very devoted, bringing down that higher self type of energy. And I'm seeing this presence like, you know, having a guardian angel type of thing. Someone who's always there to protect you, or you can always, or like maybe you wanting to be this kind of figure for other, like you wanting to help people. That's all I'm saying. Is that you've been on this journey for a long time, and it's time to stop holding yourself back with your mind type of thing. And then you come into this liberation, you come to this freedom, you come into this embodiment, you come into this humanitarian, you come into this empowered freedom, you come into that oneness, that unity, that love, that community, and that spontaneity, that you're always the fool. Always remember that you are the fool. And let me pull some of the unicorns for you. I'm just taking notes. He has this book on him as well. Like, the fool's carrying a book for him. Like, so he does have the information he needs with him. Okay, we got the 3 of Swords here. So there's just that need to let go of any past hurts that you are holding on to. Okay. Anything that's stopping you, maybe thinking about things that went wrong in the past, or just hurts from conversations or ways that are just things that didn't go ideal for you, or maybe having parts of yourself that are at kind of odds for each other. Like, this part of you wants to move this way, this part of you, this can be other people too. This person wants this person wants that, this person wants that. But it's also like this part of you wants this part of you is just like not having it, and this part of you just wants to move on. It can be like parts of yourself at odds with each other. But we see here on your path, as you change your thoughts and everything, as you quiet your mind, as you take on this path and do what you already know you gotta do, you're gonna be victorious. And we see this multiple times. Laying out that groundwork, laying down that structure for people, really creating something. This is the divine masculine energy coming in. This is, you know, because this is the Emperor, you have the oneness divine masculine card. Master builder here. You're like the master builder. You're creating this in your spiritual awakening, bringing dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. And it's just a question of how do you do it, right? You got to take that time to, within this awakening, to trust yourself and to allow yourself to do this, because the answer is within. Meditate and it will come about. And we have him here taking that time back. Okay, so we got the Judgment and the Knight of Pentacles. So it's that question of what are you doing? Like, what are you doing in your daily life? You know, are you taking action? Are you working on the things that you love? Are you working on things that you feel like you have to because someone told you to, type of thing? So this is all about you receiving the call, receiving the message, clearly discerning, clearly judging your life, and then going after, taking action, getting focused on building that which you wish to bring, that which you wish to create, that which you wish to unite people with, that which you wish to share in this world. And you will be victorious. Trust yourself here. Trust yourself. So I'm going to read you Horus. So it says, you are connected to the universe and have the ability to manifest miraculous experiences. Your thoughts, words, and actions are like magnets drawing the energy that creates and cultivates your world. You have a stellar gateway chakra above your head, a vortex of energy that is influenced by your own energy. You can place ideas into this vortex to create what you are seeking. The universe also offers you guidance, abundance, support, and healing based on your capacity to connect with it and accept it. You have a real opportunity to further that connection now by sending prayers and intentions out into the cosmos. So take that message, definitely. So this is awesome though, because on your spiritual awakening, you know, once you really trust yourself here, you are going to create such amazing things. You're going to bring something really beautiful and amazing and pure to the world with this awakening coming about, and it's really exciting, bringing more harmony and unity to yourself and to others, and it's really beautiful to see. So enter that cosmic gateway, connect with that, connect with you, connect with all that you are, connect with that higher vision and that higher truth, and don't be afraid to take action on it. No matter what your mind is telling you, no matter what past hurts you're remembering, you know, get going, take action. See the truth for what it is, clearly discern how do you want to move forward and go that way. And, you know, this is just divine masculine energy right here. So thank you everyone for watching this video. Please leave me a comment because I love to read your comments, and make sure to check out my Etsy if you like a personal reading. I have a tarot astrology reading on there, and I think it'll offer a lot of I think it'll change really the way that you operate in your world, because it really changed the way that I operate in my world in all areas of my life for me. So check that out, and I'll see you in my next video.